Hello and welcome to the Hugh Hattrick channel and my latest video, which is of course another special race all about the Nürburgring GP on Assetto Corsa Competition. Now this was the best race by far that I had ever done, so I wanted to let you see it and see what you think, because it really was fantastically close. And I will get into the action as you see here in a few seconds. It was on Thea and Jeff's stream, their community stream, because I'm involved in the Wavy World Tour. And if you haven't yet joined up, you can still do it, because it starts on Friday the 25th of June. Now, here I started 5th on the grid. I managed to do a 155.9 in the qualifying, and here we go, heading down the start and finish straight at the Nürburgring GP. I'm in 5th place. I've got Erid right behind me, another fantastic driver in the community. I think it's Volka on the left in the Lamborghini, and there was about 15 people taking part, and I just managed to slip in using Tidgley's advice, stay on the inside, and I'm up 2 places, up into 3rd place with 2 McLarens in front of me. Look at this wonderful shot here, as you can see how tight it is going into the left-hander, which I've really been trying to get used to, getting my times down a bit, then off into the right, taking a bit of curve and trying to accelerate out. Now we're back into the cockpit as we head down the straight and then into the left and right. And now there are the 2 McLarens, and these guys are aliens seemingly in front. They've done some fantastic times. They were about a second or so in front. They were doing kind of high 54s for the 5-minute qualifying run. But I was quite chuffed that I managed to do a 155.9, which wasn't too bad for me. So we come into the hairpin. Now this is a tough one, because you've got to get used to taking that quite late, almost quite a late apex. So I'm settling down into 3rd place, and really at this time still amazed that out of 16 people, and when you consider that just 3 days before I did this race I was struggling to do 158, but I managed to take nearly 3.5 seconds off my time and get into the one. My best time was a 155.4. There's the Bentley of Erid doing everything he can to scare me rigid. But we go on to the back straight for the first time. It's the downhill section, but there's the right hand bend in the middle, and look at that, Bentley is powering on, powering on. He's maybe looking up the inside, but I'm going to have to brake very, very late, which I do, and just enough to keep Erid behind me, and into the chicane, and then up the wee short straight into the tight right-hander to finish lap 1. It's a great shot, that I have to say. ACC is brilliant for its ability to record these kind of incredible shots. And there we go, end of lap 1, and we're still in 3rd place, and I'm thinking, my goodness, I've managed to stay in 3rd, because these guys are basically faster than me in the most part all around me, but we're just beginning to hold our ground, going over to the right and into the left, try and get a good line for that corner. It's a struggle to get that one right, but if you can, it makes all the difference. And then of course taking a bit of curve here on the left-hander. I have to say I do like the Mercedes. This AMG Mercedes 2020 edition is a great car, and well done to Jason, bravo, because he has put the setups, and without the setups I would be nowhere. But this has been really, really good. So we're off down through the left-hander, then to the right-hander. It's a pretty sharp corner, that one. Easy to get it wrong. Got to brake quite early, and then down the straight with a kind of curved left-hander. But an easy section here, and into the hairpin. Trying not to go too deep, and otherwise you get onto all the rubber. You don't want to do that. You get a good exit. At this point, Erid, who's in the pink Bentley, is beginning to have a battle with, I think it's Volka in the Lamborghini. So here comes through the Schumacher S's. They were so tricky to get right. Before I got the setup, I was nowhere. I was spinning off all the time in those 2 bends, but now with the setup it seems to be working a huge amount better. That's an interesting corner. You can take a bit of curve there, but don't take too much. Watch how you accelerate once you come out of that, because it's very easy to spin the car. And down again onto the back hill, downhill straight with the wee right-hander in between, and then coming towards the chicane. Now at this point I was actually pulling away from Erid and beginning to have a little bit of a look towards the cars in front, because they were having a good battle, and I was just really pleased that I was able to keep up with them. So here we go, we finish lap 2, coming on across the start-finish line now, and there are the 2 McLarens, not that far away. So lap 2 was a good lap, and we made up some time there. So we come down into the first corner again. Now trying to get it right, trying to clip that apex and getting a nice clean exit. Because Erid braked very late there, and I thought, yeah, whenever I looked in my mirrors, it looked as if he was right up with me, but There's a little bit of a gap. Then we come through, taking a bit of curve on the right, then a bit more curve on the left. It's always tricky to know just how much you can do, how much curve you can take, and then on the right there, trying to get a good excess. It's so tough to get a good exit out of there. But now we are beginning, as you can see, to catch up with car 2, and this guy is an alien. So we take a bit of curve here. He's very good in front. You can see there's about a second or so just about in it as we go down the back straight again towards the hairpin. And that curved left-hander, but there's definitely, we are gaining overall. Coming into the hairpin, can we keep it together? And already the McLaren has looked like it gone a bit wide there, and I just get another little fraction. So I'm beginning to put the pressure on, and maybe can we get a mistake from one of these McLarens? Takes a lot of curve. You've got to watch. If you go into the grass, or into the dust, you'll be in trouble. And here we come into the left. I was finding that I was gaining a little bit here and there on these corners, and then down onto the straight. Again, the McLaren's got good exits. So we're getting closer and closer as we are on lap 3. And now it's the final part of the lap, coming into the chicane, which is a fantastic chicane. I so much prefer the later chicane to the one that they use in GT Sport. This one is so much, it's just a bit more, it's a challenge, but it's a lot more fun. And also I think it's a bit more realistic because you don't get done for taking, in GT Sport you can take these ridiculous cuts, but here they're much more stringent, which I think is a lot better and a lot more realistic. So we now start lap 4. And we are still up with the front 2. We're definitely showing that we can maintain that gap. We're about halfway through the race, just over halfway. And stay with me, because honestly, it's going to get even more exciting, especially as we start these last couple of laps. Now, into the left, there's Erid in the Bentley. What a wonderful livery he's got for that one. There's the McLaren, the 2 McLarens that are in front. But I'm beginning to catch up again. They're having to watch the mirrors because we're not too far away. We're definitely getting closer and closer. Great car, the McLaren, very good under braking, but I have to say I'm impressed with this AMG. And into the sharp right-hander, the down, the kind of slightly off camber right-hander, and then down the curved straight there as we go down to the left into the hairpin. Here we come. Can we make up a little bit more time? Will there be any more mistakes happening? How will it go? And I'm already, you can see, look how much curve we all take as we come out of the hairpin. Now into the Schumacher S's, left and then right. Here we go, coming hearing through, and then this tricky downhill left-hander where you can take a little bit of curve to kind of keep you on the track. He's managing to stay within it, and now here we go. Can I make any time coming down the hill on to complete lap 4? And it's all going to start happening. The other thing was, with this race, I had barely put enough fuel in, and I was getting a little bit concerned, hoping that although it was just a 10-minute race, that we would be able to keep going and manage to finish the race without running out of fuel. Because I thought, what have I looked like some kind of idiot by by under-fueling it too much. So it's 1, 2, 3, as you can hear, and then Erid in 4th, Volca in 5th. It's very, very close. There's not much in it, and this is when the action starts. We've got the 2 McLarens out front, the 2 aliens. Then myself in the AMG Merc, who is not an alien, who is just a human being, but is nowhere near as quick as the aliens. However, in race pace, we were not far away, and we were just keeping in touch just enough in case anything happens. So we come into the complex, these very difficult, challenging bends, but we've got to do our best. We've got to keep going. Erid is right there as well, not far away at all, not far behind me. And there we go, we are up the straight now and into the sharp left. Keep a close eye on those McLarens, because I can assure you things are going to start happening. The sparks are going to start flying as we head down the straight. Getting a good exit there, down the hill with that, how do you call it? A hill with a curve in it that goes downhill. It's not quite a straight because there's a curve in there. Through the hairpin they go. And here we are. And that is number 1. There's McLaren, and the number 2 McLaren goes wide, and I'm neck and neck. Look at that, just managed to get through. And I realised I was taking the wrong line. I was going to run wide, so I had to kind of be very careful, and I was holding them up here, as you can see. And then number 1 spins off. Number 1 has spun off. The top McLaren has spun off, and we're now in the lead. And we come into the left-hander. We've got the McLaren right behind us. Erid's right there as well. He's going to make hell for number 2. But here we go. Down the straight. This is really important. I've got to get down here and try and make it through safely through the chicane. And we managed to get a reasonable exit. And you can just see the Mercedes power is pulling away just a little bit. We come into the chicane. Now, let's come and get it right. Oh, and the Lamborghini's pushed. I think possibly Erid may have done something there, but if not, it's alleged. So don't worry. I will say allegedly, just in case. There comes Erid. He knows that he's in second place. And there could be a win on the cards. But here we go. With a lap to go, we are in the lead here at the Nürburgring GP circuit. Now, I've got to get round this first corner as best I can. Not losing time. I'm just thinking, not losing time. Keep it on the track. Keep it on the track. Hit the apex there, get a reasonable exit, but Erid is quicker, but he's still just enough behind not to worry me too much here. We come into the long left-hander, take a bit of curve on the right, coming into the left-hander, take a bit more curve round here. Yeah, that's what was a bit better. There's still probably only half a second in it. Then onto the right, get a reasonable exit, but Erid's using a lot more track there, so I've got a lot to learn to get a better exit from there. Down the straight into the left-hander. We're still in the lead. We're going through the different video pictures here. That's it. That's the one I wanted. It was the one so you can see from the back just how close it is. This is like watching the old BTCC as they hear down the hill towards the hairpin. What's going to happen here? We're almost halfway round the track, round the last lap. We come in trying to avoid all the dirt there. We get a reasonable exit, just about okay, but Erid is still there. It's not much in it. Then coming into the Schumacher S's. Very dodgy, you've got to be careful, but I managed to keep it through and straight, and there we go, up the hill. Then on the kind of slightly downhill left-hander, Erid is right there, filling up my mirrors. Here he comes along. Is he going to try anything here? We come down the right-hander, try and get a good exit down the back straight. The Bentley's powerful, it's got good speed off there, but so has the Mercedes. And we head down through the right-hander, on to the straight again, then it's to the chicane. Now this is where it gets very, very tricky. Erid's closing up. I go a bit wide, I'm struggling, and now you see he's almost on the left, he's right out on the curbs, and I'm holding my line as much as I can. Then I know he's going to be quick trying to get the cut back. And there we are, he's right behind, he's going to try and go through, but I'm still ahead, and I've got it! Just managed to get the win ahead of Erid. It was something like 0.069 between the two of us, but what a race. Definitely the best race I've ever had on ACC. I'd probably say that's one of the best races I've ever had in my life on an esports race. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If it's the first time you've been on the channel, then it'd be great to have you with us permanently. You can give us a subscribe if you like and hit the notification bell. But there you have it, the Hugh Hat-Trick channel, hopefully delivering a fantastic race for you all. Take care, and remember, drive fast and try not to crash. And this time, we won the race, but not quite from the first corner. See you very soon, and bye just now.